Hello again, Power Ranger family, friends, and fans. It's another Fiend Friday, so it's time for the next episode of Baboo's Monster Review with your host, Steve Andrino, aka the Baboo suit actor for seasons 2 and 3 of Mighty Morphin. We are getting close to the end of season 1. We are in the extra episodes now. This is actually episode 44, an episode called Lions and Blizzards. Now, not quite sure why they came up with that title. There's no blizzards to be seen. I mean, the monster in question does control the weather, but I don't know, they don't do a blizzard, they do some other things, so maybe it should have been called something different. And the name of the monster isn't, although it is a partial lion monster, it's called Goaton or Goaton. It's actually pronounced both ways during the episode. I'll get into it a little bit further as we progress as to what the monster really is and what they're not doing with it and what they could have done, etc., etc. I will say up front it is really cool looking. And let's just jump right in and see what we have got. Whoops. Gotta do that. There we go. Okay. Oddball games. I don't know what oddball games are. I mean, this is an obstacle course. And Bulks actually was hanging pretty close with Jason there till on the end. Alright, so we got obstacle course kind of run. We got sack races. We got wheelbarrow races. And again, we had Bulk fall, now we have Skull eating some grass. And of course, red team wins, because it's all the Rangers. Oh, okay. Tug of War. The Noble Lion Trophy. Ooh, wow, it's a trophy with a lion on top. I don't know what makes him noble. Again, so maybe the trophy is the reason they called it Lions and Blizzards, but again, still didn't see a blizzard. And I gotta say, depending on how many other people are there, I would almost have to lean on Bulk's team for winning a tug-of-war if they go by number of people. Now, if they go by total weight, then no, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Okay, so he calls him Goaton, the Stormbringer. Okay, makes sense. He can storms, he can control the weather. I like it. We don't know what he looks like yet. But it's called Lions and Blizzards, but the character's Goaton. Okay, now on to the tug of war. It looks like we have 6 people on the red team, so it's Jason, Trini, Zach, Billy and Kimberly, and somebody else, don't know who. And I can see Bulk and Skull and somebody and Angela. So maybe there is a 6th person hiding back there, or maybe they did 5 people going by weight. I don't know. But here's the thing. If you go by weight, you can have more people with... Yeah, let me do this. Okay, so I did go away to college for 1 year to Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, engineering school, upstate New York. For freshman orientation, they did games, kind of icebreaker things, and got people randomly paired up to do some kind of competition. And some of the dorms were female only, some of them were co-ed dorms, and some were men only. And as an engineering school, it was a lot more men than women. Inevitably, every year they would do this, you would get a bunch of the jock guys who, weigh 250 pounds each, that play football, or actually hockey was the big thing for RPI. So let's say the weight limit's 2,000 pounds. So you'd have 8 of these big, strong, burly guys. Okay. And then you'd have them going up against a women's team from the female dorm, which would have 20 girls that weighed 100 pounds each. And every single time the women would win. Because you've got that much more resistance. You've got that many more feet on the ground. You know, is a 250-pound guy stronger than one girl? Of course. 100-pound girl. Is he stronger than 2 100-pound girls? Probably. Is he stronger than 2.5? Now you start getting into maybe not. And you've got, 16 feet on the ground pushing off, holding position. You've got 40 feet on the ground for the women. And almost every single time, the women would have no problem with them because they just had that many more people pulling and that much more resistance on the ground. So that's why I was curious as to how that was going. All right, so let's see. Again, we got the 6th. Okay, we do have the guy and see. I think there's one more person on the red team. Wait, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I only see 5. So they might have gone by weight, in which case I would go with the team with more people. And we know Jason's pretty strong because he set the bench press record. Although, bench pressing versus pulling a rope, 2 totally different sets of muscles. Yeah, I think they're one person short. That or somebody's ducking down there and they're right behind that one, and maybe it is the same number of people. Nah, doesn't look it. Oh, it is. Okay, there was somebody else there. Okay. And 3 females and 3 females on the other side. Okay. You know what? If that's the case, I would have gone with both sides just from sure. Now, then it looks like there's an extra person in the back there. There's a 7th on the red side now. So there we go. And, of course, they all end up in the mud, along with Mr. Kaplan. I don't know why Mr. Kaplan was that close, but not only are we getting what can we dump on Bulk this time, we get Skull and Mr. Kaplan involved. And again, Mr. Kaplan was there for his toupee coming off, punch getting spilled on him, the foam coming out of the water fountain. And okay, so, alright, so she took his help, which was okay. So you're gonna give it to Ernie. Why would you give it to Ernie? She's gonna leave it at the juice bar? Okay. I mean, I guess no one of you is gonna keep it in your house, so that maybe makes sense. Oh look, the duck pond yet again. Alright, so Bulk steals the trophy, but they're still covered in mud. No, they definitely won't. Okay. And this was definitely a horde of putties this time. Usually we see them max out at 5 or 6. This was a whole bunch. And again, they went right into it. No, oh my god, the putties are here. It's just right into boom, boom, boom. Nice little trampoline work. Nice backwards camera work. Little flip off the table. But again, you see we've got 3, 4 in the background, plus the one cheese fry. It looks like everybody's taking on 3 or 4 or 5 at a time. And just get out of the way and let them both miss. Okay, now remember, they split up too, so that's 8 or 9 just for Jason and Kimberly to deal with. Now we get a bunch more. And again, there's 4 that Trini's dealing with right there. Zach's got one and a couple in the background. I love the throwing them up the slide. More reverse film work. Okay. Well, I tell them to look out. I mean, okay, headed your way, fine, but there's already one up there, first of all. more reverse film work. But Billy has shown himself to be quite capable of handling himself lately. That was a little weird to have him slide down as they're kicking. It made him look a little weak, but then he gets the kick in at the end. Again, this is the first time we get to hear the fight song all the way through. Hopefully that does not cause a copyright strike on this. We'll find out. You know, I get the partial copyrights every time because Hasbro won't let it be seen in most of the Asian countries, which I get. Okay, so here's, just stick with it. So here's the trophy. They're trying to clean up, which not exactly the cleanest water to clean up with either, let's be honest. Yeah, she's casting a spell, Squad. Shut up. Okay, again, so Goaton, which I get the goat part. Okay, that makes a little more sense then. But then why not? So Goaton, why not call it Goaton or Goaton, or use Goaton? Doesn't quite sound like it's goat and lion. But from the look of it, we definitely get lion head and goat head. Now, both of these are animatronic. We actually have two different voices for the characters here. Tony Oliver being the goat, and I'm forgetting his first name. Epcar was the voice of the lion. But again, okay, so goat-lion combo. That is reminiscent of something from Greek mythology, but not entirely. So yeah, both animatronic, both mouths move. This is... let's hold out for as long as we can. Ah, okay, now we jump in. I mean, was it supposed to be holding them up? Was it supposed to be knocking them down? If it was supposed to be knocking them down, boy, they held on for a long time, so I'll give them credit. Yep, you see both of the mouths move. And again, this is obviously, there's only one person in it. That's all animatronic. This is animatronic too. And looks like these are the actual eye holes right underneath the eyes of the lion for the suit actor to look out of. So cool looking, but not quite what it's claimed to be. Well, like I said, we'll get to that in a second. Well, you're Power Rangers. You're automatically winners. And there's the most repeated character that was not listed in the credits every week. Or most weeks. Kaplan and Appleby, but Angela. Okay, only Kid. Well. Okay, so... alright, so... she's turned him down multiple times in the past. He showed off for her. This time he beats her in tug-of-war, helps her out of the mud, sort of, and now all of a sudden she's okay with him. Okay, so now it's Goaton, or Goaton again, pronounced differently, the lion goat. Okay, but it's Goaton the Stormbringer, because he controls the weather. Okay. Okay, so we have a tornado, not a blizzard. Could have done lions and tornadoes? Or could have just been the Storm Master, or the Stormbringer would have been a good title? I don't know. Okay. Goaton has the power to create blizzards, tornadoes, and even hurricanes to destroy the world. This creature must be stopped quickly. Gee, I wonder why. He's on a date. Y'all know why he's not responding. He's on a date. Okay, I'm going to do this regular speed for a minute. So this is obviously not a real film they're watching. Well, not obviously, but as you listen to it, and I want to hear the voices again.
Feels like winter.
It's not that cold. What are you waiting for? Are we going or not?
All right. Put your coat on.
Okay, I am 95% sure, and since nothing was listed in the credits about him, that the male voice in the movie they're watching is Bulk, Pauly Schreier, which also then leads me to believe that the female voice that we hear in the movie is Kimberly, a.k.a. Amy Jo Johnson. Yeah, that's all we hear there. Don't hear enough. When we get back to it, I'm going to play that again. Okay, yeah, been there, done that, seen it every episode. Okay, so here we go. Again, just a cool look. The lion looks really good. You got the fur mane hanging down, but you see the muscular arms. You still got the goat horns here, and the creepy goat eyes because they've got those weird pupils. Oh, such a cool looking costume. Got the lion tail. So why am I doing this in fast forward? Definitely not. And he can knock the arrows out of the air. Got his own bow to fire back. And splits Kimberly's arrow and hits her. Alright, so Blade Blaster, okay, knocks him back a little bit. Does a little bit to him. Okay, does a lot to him. But he picks up a giant log and throws it at him. So doesn't throw it, just uses it to parry and knock all their weapons out of their hands and knock them down. Okay, so that's Goat talking, but still obviously Lion's arms moving. And he's got almost like the goat hooves. Again, a nice combo of the two. But okay. So now they're trapped in a tornado. Okay, I mean, the tornado effect is kind of cool. Okay, so you do see some scales here. If they mentioned it already and I missed it, I'm sorry, but I know they mentioned it a couple times, so I'm going to wait before I mention the scales. Because it should be 3 heads. Okay, so here, listen. That's got to be Paul. That's got to be Pauly Schreier.
Nothing. It was my popcorn alarm. Save my seat. I'll be right back.
Hello, City. I'd like to report the ride. Well, what if I told you it involved a certain young starlet?
That's got to be Bulk. There's no question in my mind. Next time I see him at a con, I got to ask him. And I know I'm going to... It sounds weird being, oh, in this episode, why did your character do this? Like the Star Trek and Star Wars stuff. I mean, that was the whole point of Galaxy Quest, is having the fans be so crazy about it that the actors don't know half of the stuff. But when it comes to Power Rangers, a lot of the guys remember the stuff from their own seasons at the very least. Paulie worked with so many people in so many different seasons, but he remembers everything. And boy, that looks a lot like the hallway in the juice bar. Or that's just a corner of the juice bar to make it look like the theater. Okay, so they're stuck in tornado. Yeah, just the scale. Oh, and he does have it's a serpent tail. See, that's interesting. And then, yes. Bandage on his hand for some reason there, and the hand holding the axe. Not sure what that's all supposed to be about, but he said, Okay. There we go.
Our problem just got bigger, guys. We need dinosaur power now.
Called him real quickly this time. Yeah, quick enough to not see the pterodactyls crashing the tree. They did it out of order. Pterodactyls usually last. Alright, let's hear it. Goatster? Okay. Don't know what that's all about. Nice belt on him too. Again, the leggings, the legs are a little more basic. Look at this. So apparently he's got freeze breath. At least the goat's got freeze breath. Froze him solid ice. And now he's got a hockey stick because of the cold. Cool. Okay, wow. It's not going to do much. You can't attack like that. Still get hit with a hockey stick spinning around in circles. Really? Really? Him spinning around in a circle makes Goaton dizzy and vulnerable. Come on. And Zach calls for the power sword, not Jason. And of course we're back to, like early in the season, power sword is unbeatable. Oh, my Empress, it's been so long since you've had a headache.
Congratulations on a job well done, Rangers. I regret your trophy was destroyed.
That's all right. We don't
And this is one of the few times that whatever object was turned into a monster was destroyed.
Oh no. Speaking of happy endings, I left Angela sitting back at the theater. If I don't get back,
Yeah, whoopsie. That's not going to go so well for you.
it's gonna be good for me.
You've been asking her out for 30 some odd episodes. She finally says, hey, let's go see a movie, and you ditch her?
Yeah, well.
Oh, yeah. Let's do this again. Back it up just a hair. Here we go.
I didn't give up. Safety, you know.
Yeah, well, just like anything. What are you gonna do now?
I thought I'd take a nice long cruise to someplace.
Sorry.
That's definitely Bulk, but maybe that's Trini now. See, I thought it was Kimberly earlier, but now
Never asked.
that might actually be Tweet. I'm not sure. Like I said, next time I see Paulie at a con, I'll ask him. Okay. Back to this. Actually, I'm going to leave it on regular speed too, because I know they say it here.
What do you think? Does it brighten up the place?
Excuse me. I'm trying to find out if anybody can
No, they don't.
identify these two gentlemen.
Okay.
Identify them? Sure. Aren't they the swamp creatures from the Black Lagoon?
Which was okay. That was kind of clever. It was just Creature from the Black Lagoon, but okay, you had to switch it up a little bit. That works.
We do know them.
Billy, unfortunately, we do know them. Okay. I could have sworn they said it earlier. I might have missed it. Well, so we'll talk about it at the end. You know, Bulk's already got stuff all over him. Oh, let's dump a little water on him now. And I thought he had more mud cleaned off than that. And now he's got a fry. Okay, so there we have it. Let's go back to this. All right, so I thought they referred to the creature as a chimera. Now, it's actually, in Greek, it is actually pronounced chimera, or chimera is what it should be pronounced in English. The creature from Greek mythology was part lion, and part goat, and part serpent. It actually had 3 heads. Yeah, there we go. Three heads. So it had the lion head in the front, the goat head in the middle, the serpent head was the back half of the animal. So, serpent meaning, I guess, dragon, closest thing that would be to it. So, I may do another deep dive on the Chimera. We'll see. Like I said, I did a couple of deep dives early on. They didn't get much play, but now the audience is bigger. Maybe I'll do that, and that might spark some interest in the other ones. We'll see. But there we have it. Fiend Friday is over. Rita's got a headache again for the first time in probably 2 weeks. And again, Power Sword, 4 on 5, 4 on 1. The Goaton had no trouble getting them trapped in a tornado, but the sneak attack from Zack was enough to break his concentration and free the Rangers, and then spinning the frozen Megazord around in a circle was enough to make him dizzy and disoriented. Okay. Again, like I said, I know these episodes were rushed, so I get it. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the views, all the comments, and all the subscriptions, because as you all know, monsters need love too.